Daniel, Faith in the Fire Act 2. The King's Dream. The palace of Babylon glittered with splendor. Marble floors shone under the torchlight, golden images lined the halls, and servants moved quickly to attend the king's every word. King Nebuchadnezzar sat on his throne, but though his crown sparkled and his empire stretched from the Persian Gulf to Egypt, the king was restless. For in the stillness of the night, his mind had been shaken by a dream unlike any other. It came upon him with such power that he awoke trembling, his heart pounding like the drums of war. But by morning, the details of the dream had slipped away like sand between his fingers, leaving only fear in his heart. Determined to uncover its meaning, Nebuchadnezzar summoned all the wise men of Babylon, magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers. They entered the great hall, bowing low before the throne. The king's voice thundered, "I have had a dream that troubles me, and I must know what it means." The astrologers, clad in flowing robes, stepped forward. "O king, live forever," they said. "Tell your servants the dream, and we will interpret it." But Nebuchadnezzar's eyes burned with suspicion. "No, you will tell me the dream itself, and then its interpretation. If you do not, I will have you cut in pieces, and your houses will be made ruins. But if you declare the dream and its meaning, you will receive gifts, honor, and great reward." Fear rippled through the court. The wise men whispered among themselves. Finally, one spoke. "No man on earth can do what the king asks. Only the gods could reveal such a mystery, and they do not live among men." Nebuchadnezzar's face darkened with rage. His pride would not allow such defiance. He ordered all the wise men of Babylon to be executed. The decree spread swiftly. Soldiers gathered to carry it out, and among those marked for death were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, for they too served among the king's counselors. When Arioch, the commander of the guard, came to seize them, Daniel spoke with wisdom and tact. "Why has the king issued such a harsh decree?" he asked. Arioch explained the matter. Daniel, his heart steady with faith, requested an audience with the king. Boldly he entered the royal presence and said, "O king, grant me time, and I will reveal the dream and its interpretation." Nebuchadnezzar, perhaps intrigued by Daniel's confidence, agreed. That night, Daniel returned to his friends. With urgency in his voice, he said, "Let us plead for mercy from the God of heaven, that he might reveal this mystery and spare our lives." Together they knelt in prayer. In the silence of the night, while the world slept, Daniel lifted his soul to God. And then the answer came. A vision appeared to Daniel in the night, and the dream of the king unfolded before his eyes with perfect clarity. Overwhelmed with awe, Daniel fell to his knees and praised the Lord. "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. Wisdom and power are his. He changes times and seasons. He sets up kings and deposes them. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank and praise you, O God of my fathers. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known the dream of the king." The next morning Daniel hurried to Arioch. "Do not execute the wise men of Babylon," he urged. "Take me to the king, and I will tell him his dream." Arioch wasted no time. Bringing Daniel before Nebuchadnezzar, he declared, "I have found a man among the exiles of Judah who can tell the king what his dream means." The king studied Daniel. "Are you able to tell me what I saw in my dream and interpret it?" Daniel's answer was humble, yet filled with authority. "No wise man, enchanter, magician, or diviner can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in days to come. The court fell silent as Daniel continued. "O king, in your dream you looked, and before you stood a great statue, enormous and dazzling, awesome in appearance. The head of the statue was of pure gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. While you were watching, a rock was cut out, but not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and smashed them. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were broken to pieces and became like chaff on a threshing floor in summer. The wind swept them away without leaving a trace, but the rock that struck the statue became a huge mountain and filled the whole earth." Gasps filled the hall. The king's eyes widened. Yes, this was the dream. Every detail, every image revealed exactly as it had come to him. Daniel pressed on. "This was the dream, and now we will interpret it to the king. You, O king, are the head of gold. The God of heaven has given you dominion and power and might and glory. After you, another kingdom will arise, inferior to yours. Next, a third kingdom, one of bronze, will rule over the whole earth. Finally, a fourth kingdom, strong as iron, will crush and break all the others. But the feet and toes, partly of iron and partly of clay, show it will be a divided kingdom, partly strong and partly brittle. In the time of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. It will crush all those kingdoms and bring them to an end, but it will itself endure forever. The rock cut without hands that became a mountain. This is that eternal kingdom." Daniel's voice rang out with conviction. "The great God has shown the king what will take place in the future. The dream is true, and its interpretation is trustworthy." Nebuchadnezzar rose from his throne and fell prostrate before Daniel. The greatest king of the world bowed before a captive of Judah, not because of Daniel, but because of Daniel's God. "The God of Daniel is the God of gods," the king declared, "and the Lord of kings, a revealer of mysteries." Then he lavished gifts upon Daniel, made him ruler over the province of Babylon, and placed him as chief over all the wise men. At Daniel's request, his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, were also given positions of authority. From the courts of Jerusalem to the throne of Babylon, Daniel had risen, not by ambition or cunning, but by faithfulness to the God who reveals mysteries.